Way to New York City for the NFL on CBS Media Day. A chance to sit down with Tony Romo, who seems much lighter on his feet, having just celebrated the birth of his third son and also celebrating the fact that he's born again, professionally.
I sit down, I tell my wife sometimes, like, thank you. You always look up and pray and say thank you, because I have 3 boys, healthy kids, and, they're fun to be around. I was quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys and, an analyst with CBS and the #1 team. I mean, these things don't always happen in real life.
Tony Romo has lived a charmed life, no longer in a football uniform, now in a suit, but holding almost every Cowboys passing record. Who's better suited to bring the NFL games you love into your living room? Next Sunday, Romo makes his live broadcast debut alongside Jim Nantz as part of the #1 team on CBS.
Everybody saw whatever it is, that the it factor that Tony has. CBS wasn't the only network trying to pursue him. All the networks met with him at the Super Bowl. I just found this out recently. So look, he went from being undrafted to holding all the Cowboy career records in passing, all of them. And he's going to figure out how to be not just another broadcaster. He's going to be an exceptional broadcaster.
Before you know it, it's all been a slow path to get to where you're at, and that's just who you develop and become. And it just wasn't one of these overnight things that happened. The CBS thing was overnight. This is different than that, because I'll be evaluated almost like a first pick of the draft.
With only 8 rehearsals under his belt so far, Romo knows when he calls the Raiders and Titans, it will be a starting point, just as he had a starting point with the Cowboys. And while he won't promise perfection right out of the gate, he believes his dedication to his new craft will provide instant dividends.
I feel, honored to be in this role, and so I've taken it very serious. I haven't thought about, playing the game, because I've been so immersed in this and trying to be good at it. That takes up a lot of your energy and time, and I like that. It makes it fun and competitive, and it's a great challenge in front of me.
And he's going to get better. And by the time we get to our first Cowboy game in November, we'll have already done almost 15 games. Okay. Thursday night games, full package, Sunday games. He'll have the routine down, and I think that's kind of, in my mind, that's the point I'm looking forward to us getting to. That's where you're going to see the rounded Romo as a broadcaster.
Leading into Romo's broadcast debut is the NFL on CBS, celebrating season 50. James Brown, the host for the last 12 years, knows his new teammate will make a smooth transition as long as he keeps one thing in mind.
If I were giving him advice, don't even think about the size of the audience. People talk about that leading up to the week of the Super Bowl. Do you know how many tens of millions are going to be watching around the globe? Do you realize we may get a rating of... I block all of that out. It's you and I working on the set together.
It's got to be a little bit similar to walking out of that locker room and at that center tunnel at the stadium, and 80,000 people are there or more, and they see you walk onto that field and like, wow, I got to go play this game. This is a big moment. It's going to be a big moment for him. He's been in big moments, though. He's going to be able to handle it. I know he will.
As Romo steps into his second career, he would be remiss if he didn't reflect on his 14 years playing for arguably the most popular team in all of sports. And as he gets ready for game day, he has no regrets, but wishes he could change one thing.
When I was trying to win a Super Bowl, it was like that was everything. And then all of a sudden, you recognize that you're not afforded, to achieve all your dreams and goals, and that's always I'm gonna have to live with that. That's gonna be part of not winning a championship.
Tony can never thank the people of DFW enough for riding with him through the good times and not so good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move from Dallas. I think, we're just in a unique position where you don't get to leave the game with just having the feelings that I do toward them and people toward me, and I just feel like that's very, I don't want to ever take that for granted.
Romo's new partner says their special connection will be evident as this journey evolves.
Chemistry is not a thing that someone can throw you in a room with someone and say, give me some chemistry. It either takes time or it's there naturally. It's here naturally. By the way, he's a pretty easy guy to get along with. I think a lot of people down in Dallas know he's a very likable guy, but that chemistry is going to come screaming through.
So Tony Romo, The guy you cheered for and celebrated with endlessly. The guy you shared heartbreak with as well. Hasn't gone anywhere. He says he's 99% sure he'll never hold a football again. But in his new role going forward, still plans to be part of some of your favorite football memories.
He's going to be doing this for a long time. And there's going to be a time when you get down the road where he's going to, I think one day he's going to be just as well known, if not better known, as being the voice of football as he is known these days as being a legendary, iconic Cowboy quarterback.
I wanted to be conversational. I wanted it to be like two guys that are talking, you know, in their living room about the game, and they're excited and they're passionate about the game, and I want that to come across a little bit.
As Tony Romo walked out of the interview room, he thanked us for coming and said, if anything, I'm going to make you laugh. And we at CBS 11 wish him much success. The Rangers strong with Houston Texans